let me introduce you to my friend Peter. His name is Peter Jones, and the question I've got to say or ask is, are you missing Dragon's Den now? Then you're not on there anymore, Peter, are you? I thought you was by far the best dragon. No, but Peter and I, we met over in Southport.
We did indeed,
when we were staying on the same campsite and next door to each other, kind of thing. And there's a funny story where I walked from Southport to Liverpool and caught a train back, and it was quite a shattering experience. It was a bit of a bad day, blowing a gale and all that, and I more or less got in my caravan and went back into my van and fell asleep, and Peter and I talked about having a beer that night, so it never happened. So we're going to make up for that tonight with a bit of luck, Peter, or tomorrow. I'm going to be seeing you again on Monday, so we'll have time, to have a beer.
Most definitely.
And it's wonderful of you to drive all the way up from Bury St Edmunds this morning.
Oh, pleasure, Jim.
And it's lovely to see you again, Peter. It's been brilliant.
You, Jim. Yeah.
Been brilliant. Thank you. Peter, this is if there was an Essex coast path, that would be the end of it. That's as far as you could go. Those beach huts that you can see at the end there, which are only maybe sort of 400 yards further up.
Indeed,
so what we're going to do now is we're just going to walk back down to, you can see it in the distance there with the pier, and we're going to have a nice stroll down there and have a cup of tea. And so it's, what time is it now? We're 11:27. Well, that's just nice. So we'll be down there just after midday, I guess.
Let's go.
So are you going to do what Ralph does then? Are you going to say,
here we go?
Good afternoon. It's 1:30 on Saturday the 15th of June, and I'm in a place, I can't remember the name of it, so I'll just have a look. It's called Kirby Leesoken. Just been in the post office and bought a wonderful Cornish pasty. I had a big breakfast this morning at Morrison's as well. As you can see, I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday, in fact quite a lot better, now that I've got away from that campsite, and now that I'm on the last day of walking in Essex. I'm quite pleased about that. As you saw, my very good friend Peter Jones arrived from Bury St Edmunds, which is a blessing. He's a lovely guy. We've been for a bit of a walk together and we've had lots of cups of tea and talk. I mean, we can, as you probably know, I can talk the hind leg of a donkey. Well, Peter's just the same, but it's been non-stop. But he's now gone off to have a look around one or two parts of this part of the world that he wants to see, some caravan sites and things, and entertain himself. While I walk from here to Harwich, which should take me until around about maybe 5 o'clock or soon after. The weather's a bit changeable. It's a bit cloudy right now. We get the sun out and it's blazing sunshine, and then it goes cool again, and I've got to wear my jacket because once again I'm going to be walking on roads which I'm not so sure about, where you need to be like high vis, and that's part of the game around here. And I'm looking forward to getting to Harwich. It's probably about a 12-mile walk, something like that, and then the plan is we're going to go and have a couple of beers and something to eat, and then I can retire to the van. I won't do this edit tonight. We'll probably leave it until tomorrow, because I think I'm going to end up on a campsite which has been highly recommended by Peter, and it's at the other side of Felixstowe, so by the time I get up in the morning and drive around there and find my bearings and get all hooked up and everything, I might manage a short walk in one direction or the other depending on the weather. But the intention is that Peter's coming back again on Monday, and we're going to walk from this campsite. We've got to cross a little river where there's a ferry, and then we've got to work our way into Felixstowe, and then what we might do is cross back into Harwich and back again as part of me doing the river crossing, even though the van will already be at the other side of the river. But we've got all that to consider and reappraise, and obviously the weather is one of the most important points of this. I don't want to get too carried away. So I'll be hearing from Ralph over either tonight or tomorrow, I hope, find out what's happening in his world. And as you saw, Peter was quite good at saying, "Here we go." He might get the job. You never know. You never know what might happen in this world. I'll see you later. It's just after 3:30 now, and this is the first opportunity I've had to be able to talk because the wind has been so strong out there and it's been wide open fields. I've managed to shelter here alongside a farmhouse just to say I'm sorry that hasn't been a great deal to see anyway. It's been much the same, but by far the roads are much better than they were yesterday and the day before, and it's been quite a nice walk actually. It's been very warm, but the roads are very much quieter, there's no doubt, whether it's because it's a Saturday or I'm not entirely sure the reasons why, but they seem to be a little bit more well behaved than those in the more central kind of Essex area, but I still have to be very careful. So I'm making good progress. I think I'm going to get there around sort of 5:30, 6 o'clock. I hope that Peter manages to find me, because he's in his boot. I was going to keep this as a surprise. In his boot he's got a kettle and a gas burner and all that kind of stuff, so we can have a brew. But I'm rather hoping I'll come across a pub or something now. I'm absolutely gagging for a cup of tea. So let's hope something turns up pretty soon. Just look at this. Peter's got in his boot, I was just talking about this just round that last corner, he's got a kettle and a gas stove and some water and tea bags and everything.
No, I had something else.
And something else. Oh, thank you very much.
There was no Scotch eggs. So yeah, there's a kettle going.
I'll take back everything I said about it. Thank you very much indeed. That's wonderful, isn't it? Look at that.
Let's share as well. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I'll have a seat
I haven't
down.
just made.
Just for a few just for a few minutes. I want it down for
5.7 miles you've got left.
Yeah. Well, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for everything today, mate.
No,
It's been lovely having. It's been great. We've done well.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Oh. Peter, it's been brilliant, mate. Thank you very much. We've had a lovely day, and I'll see you on Monday.
We will.
And I'll be on that campsite. What do they call it again?
Run Cottage.
Run Cottage.
Run Cottage.
I'll send you a text tomorrow to confirm I'm there.
Excellent.
I'll see you Monday morning. There's no rush. I'll be there. I'll be editing and something other. So you just turn up whatever is the best time for you.
Okay.
We'll make a nice day of it on Monday. And thank you very much indeed for coming over.
It's a great pleasure, Jim. Enjoy
It's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great
Just had
day.
a nice meal and stuff. It's been great.
It has.
Have a good journey back.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Bye now.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jim.
Bye.
Bye.
Morning! It's just after 8 o'clock on Sunday the 16th of June, and here I am at McDonald's in Harwich. I've just eaten one of their breakfast wraps, which wasn't impressive at all, to be honest with you, and I'm going to have to stop coming to McDonald's, apart from the fact that there's nowhere you can go in McDonald's where it's actually quiet. There's music banging out in there at 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, like you could dance. It's like being at a nightclub, and this is first thing on a Sunday morning when you just want to sit and have a quiet cup of tea. You couldn't even have a telephone conversation because of it. But anyway, don't worry, I'm not in one of those moods again today. I'm really sorry that I've been going through this kind of uneasy spell. I feel much better now because my friend Peter Jones drove over yesterday from Bury St Edmunds, and he hit the spot. He cheered me up. He's a lovely bloke. Thoroughly enjoyed his company. You saw us setting off yesterday from Walton on Naze, where we walked into the centre. We had a cup of tea, and then he went off to do one or two things. He wanted to look at some campsites and caravans and things, while I actually did the walk to Harwich. But it got to around about 5 o'clock, and I'd still got about 6 miles to go, which is a couple of hours. Because I'd taken shortcuts and stuff, we couldn't contact each other on the telephones to sort of tell each other our location, so he was looking for me while I was cutting across fields, which gave him no chance. But eventually we met up not that far from here. So what I'm going to do today is catch a bus and go back to that Great Oakley, which is where I finished the walk yesterday, and finish the walk to walk back here to Harwich. I've got to wait for the buses to actually start. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning doing some editing. I had an early night. We had a lovely meal in a pub, as you saw, and the intention is, there's 3 things I need to do today. As I say, I need to do the walk from Great Oakley to here. I want to go on the ferry from Harwich across to Felixstowe, and then I need to come back to take the van round to Felixstowe. But I'm not actually going directly to Felixstowe. I'm going slightly beyond there to a place that Peter recommended, where there's a very good campsite. But I'm loath to make that journey until the campsite actually open, and I can give them a call just to make sure that I'm not going to go on a kind of a fool's errand and they don't have any space, or they don't want to accommodate me, or whatever reason. So I don't see the point in driving over there until I'm sure that there's going to be a vacancy. And the other thing is I still haven't heard from Ralph, and I'm quite sure that Ralph would enjoy staying at that site tomorrow night as well with Nibs. That's sorry, that'll be Tuesday night, I beg your pardon, because Peter is coming back tomorrow to walk with me from the campsite into Felixstowe. Now, Peter knows his way around. He's travelled the UK many times. He's had jobs like that. His geography is second to none, and he knows a lot more about the country than I do, to be honest with you, especially Suffolk, where he's lived for many years. Even though he's from near Liverpool, he came down here many years ago. But I've got to say, what a lovely bloke he is, great company, and I'm looking forward to meeting with him again tomorrow, and we can carry on our new friendship. It seems funny where he said to me, "This is really strange," he says, "because I really know you. I've been watching you for over a year on the telly," sort of thing. He says, "and we only met very briefly." He says, "but you probably don't know me at all." And I just feel as if I've known him all my life. He's such a lovely, easygoing guy, you know, and so knowledgeable, and we're more or less the same age, and so, you know, we've got a lot in common really with the way we think. But as I say, he's an absolute gentleman. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going into the town centre. It's quiet on a Sunday morning, so there's not going to be many people around. I want to get some shots of Harwich. Also, here is where Trish and I came several times. I'll just show you this little pic here. And his cruise was just basically all around the British Isles coastline, and the job of the Patricia was to sort of service the buoys and the lightships and the God knows what. And I've actually seen the Patricia a couple of times on my journey. I saw it when I was up in Cumbria somewhere, and I saw it when I was in Bridlington as well, when I was, you know, in the early days of the walk. And it's got its complete unique shape, and it's very easy to identify. It wasn't in the dock yesterday, but there's a possibility it might be there today, and I'll go and have a look. So I'm not really going to be doing that much walking today. I want to get to the campsite as early in the afternoon as I can. I've got some washing to do. I've started the edit of this video. I've just got the finishing touches to do, and any more video work as from now on. So, as my friend Ralph would say, and I do hope he is coming on Tuesday, is here we go. It's quite amazing actually how when I got up this morning, 5 o'clock, it was bright and sunny, and I thought, wow, it's going to be an absolute scorcher today. But then about an hour ago we had a shower. It wasn't particularly heavy shower, but it was more or less letting us know that it's going to be changeable weather today, and there's some big black clouds up there, and so this is only going to be about a 2-hour walk, so I'm not too concerned. There's not a great deal to see anyway, and as you can tell already, we've got the traffic back. Doesn't take long. But I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling much better for Peter being with me, and I've thought things out for another 24 hours about how I'm going to handle this situation that I'm in, and I'm feeling fine. And I can't do anything yet about booking the campsite. I can't do anything until I know if Ralph is coming or not. All I do know is I did go down to the ferry terminus this morning. The next ferry is at 10:10, which is obviously far too early for me, but they do run on the hour they run every hour at 10 past the hour, so that gives me plenty of time to get back in, by which time I'll probably be in touch with Ralph, and I also will have been in touch with the campsite. So it's all go, isn't it? So anyway, off we go.